Welcome to the MATCH program introduction. MATCH, or Machine Application Toolchain, is a complete software development package that encompasses the entire life cycle of your product. This includes software development, commissioning, software test, documentation, end-of-line considerations, field service, and system development. With regard to breaking down the application development effort, the machine-specific portion of the application software represents roughly 30%. The remaining 70%, which includes driver modules, service tool interface, development diagnostics, data management, and error management, is covered by MATCH. One of the many ways that MATCH can help reduce overall development costs is with reusable software functions. A function that is developed for one model can then be replicated onto other models in the range of products. This improves consistency in change management and also supports many different options and configurations throughout the range of products. MATCH takes an innovative approach to software development by integrating each of the modules together into a complete package. To start, the system is defined by using the Project Development Tool, or PDT. The PDT is used to set up the requirements, configurations, definitions, and drivers. Next, the Auto Code Builder will use the system definitions to auto-generate the software frame. Next, the application specifics are programmed by the user. Once the application is completed, MATCH will generate the downloadable file for the vehicle, service tool parameters for diagnostics and commissioning, and also the required files for test and simulation. Finally, MATCH will then create all of the documentation generated by each of the modules. MATCH has the ability to integrate multiple controllers. If the project requires more than one controller and/or an eVision display, MATCH will generate each of these separate modules and manage the CAN communication and functionality between the respective devices. In keeping the development process in focus, MATCH utilizes the V model in order to save time and reduce complexity. The V model balances out capturing the requirements on the left side with testing and validation on the right side, the center point being the core programming. The modules that MATCH encompasses are Project Development Tool with Auto Code Builder, MATCH Embedded Core, V2 Display Libraries, MATCH Service Tool, Test and Simulation, Remote Test Bench. Additionally, both the PDT and MEC modules are TÜV Safety certified. The details of the TÜV Nord certification begin with the embedded core, in which the middleware, safe service tool interface, and library blocks are all called out. Next, the Auto Code Builder out of the PDT, and finally, the SIL2, PLD, and AGPLD ISO numbers are also referenced. The main nodes of the PDT project tree are as follows: project settings, requirements management, system specification, vehicle communication, controller hardware, error management, vehicle database, library block administration. Under the vehicle communication category are subcategories for CAN 0 and CAN 1 definitions. This is a database of the CAN messages, including the specific details of those messages. Also included in the database are the ECU application layer and the service tool definitions. Under the application error list, you'll find the Dependencies and Reactions tab. In this example, the specific release conditions for a particular error can be identified, as well as the reactions to those errors. By selecting the General tab under Common Parameters, the user can define specifics such as data type, category, units, min and max values, as well as default values for each variable. The Documents Management section allows for version management of several documents, including project documentation, CAN specification, software drawing, failure mode spec, requirement specification, I/O configuration, and others. Software phases with database list administration. This allows the user to see graphically the various phases of the application as well as its associated match core functionality. Machine Service Tool, also known as MST. The main features of the MST are hardware and software information, non-volatile memory parameter access, error list access, input-output diagnostics, support of commissioning tests, customization features, access levels and languages, standard I/O diagnostic page. This screenshot shows a typical I/O diagnostic page. Details include pin number, pin type, short description, and also the state, value, and unit of those pins. The project-specific portion of the diagnostic page shows a graphical representation of the specific project, and also the values associated with those associated functions. Under the database heading are submenus for common, calibration, and RAM variables. These database settings include variable name, min and max settings, active state, values, and units for each. The HMG 4000 handheld diagnostic tool now supports the MST from Match. Features include software and hardware information, database list access, error management access, pin diagnostics, and CAN signal monitoring. Using the HMG 4000's touchscreen, users will be able to access the service tool categories from the Start menu. The first test bench control, which includes the configuration of the test bench, CAN bus simulation, function and failure mode tests, and test automation. Second, the virtual test environment, which allows for embedded software simulation and software integration tests. Third, the test automation and software unit testing includes automation with Python scripts and the unit test interface. By selecting the virtual test environment, the user can view a graphical representation of the TSE test and simulation environment. This completes the Match introduction. Thank you for your attention.